Hello everyone, I am Sharpedo43 once again, and I am here with another Wi-Fi battle. And my opponent in this battle is going to be up against Jodor, who is a YouTuber, also a streamer on Twitch. And this is going to be a UU battle that I had with him on his stream a few weeks before the release of Sun and Moon. And yeah, it was actually pretty interesting, so I'm going to lead off with my Lodic here. And he's going to lead off with the big show, which is his Snorlax. And I'm just going to go straight for the skull to get the possible burn. And I don't get the burn, but that's actually a good thing because he actually goes for a facade, which can definitely boost if he gets the burn. So, and I don't want that, so I go for the recover here just to see if he now will switch his moves up or something. And he doesn't. He goes for a facade yet again. And looking at the amount of damage that this did to my Milotic, it tells me that it's probably a Choice Banded Snorlax, and it's definitely Choice Banded because there's no way it's going to be Scarfed or Specs, honestly. And he goes for it a third time, which pretty much solidified that possibility of it being Choice Banded. So I definitely just go for the Dragon Tail just to face it out. And I'm definitely going to face this thing into his Beedrill, which is his Mega, I'm pretty sure, because there's no way it's going to be Mega Metagross. That shit's not UU. But I switch out as a result. I do go into Crobat because it's literally the only thing I can switch into. I mean, the knockoff will hurt, but I can definitely take one, and then I can take another one afterwards, I think. But here, he Mega Evolves, and he just goes for the U-turn, if I recall. Yeah, he does. And here, I believe he goes into his Hydreigon. Yeah, he's going to switch out. And he's going to go into Margwa, which is the Hydreigon, so... Here, I actually do switch out because I do not want to take a Draco Meteor. I don't want to get outsped by this thing because most Hydreigons usually are Choice Scarfed. I didn't want to risk this one possibly being one as well. So I switch out. He does predict my switch and he goes for the Fire Blast on my Sylveon. And how do you say? Here, I actually go for a... Well, here he switches. He reveals to be Life Orb, which is actually very useful for me, actually, because now I don't have to worry about getting outsped, actually. On my Crobat at least. But because I anticipated this switch into Metagross, I actually went for the Hidden Power Fire instead of the Hyper Voice because from my experience, a lot of Steel types love switching into Sylveon because they're really afraid of that Hyper Voice doing way too much damage, so yeah. Here I just switch out because after getting some damage with Hidden Power Fire, I definitely know he's going to just try to attack my Sylveon, so I just switch into Mesprit, and he actually goes for the Bullet Punch, which does crit, but Mesprit is actually kind of a tank, so he can definitely take it. I go for Stealth Rocks here, and he definitely gets his own rocks up as well, which pretty much confirms to me that it's not an Assault Vest Metagross, which is actually very, very useful in my opinion. And also, here I go for a Thunder Wave just to slow it down, because my Milotic is weakened, so I do need to switch this thing in and make sure I outspeed this Metagross, so I can freely recover. He goes for a Meteor Mash here, it missed, and then I just went for a Psychic afterwards. He goes for a Bullet Punch, and I just keep going for more Psychics. And this Psychic was actually a crit, and I go for another one because I just want to see if I can take it out. These Psychics are literally doing nothing to Metagross though. So here, after getting another Meteor Mash off, he gets a +1 attack, which is actually scary, and I wasn't actually hoping for that to happen. He does get to take out my Mesprit with a Bullet Punch, and I do have to send in my Lodic because this is the only time I can send it in, because everything else pretty much outspeeds it and can just KO it from where it's at, especially after the rocks weakened it even further. So I definitely am going to try to go for recover here, and I just gotta hope I live. I thankfully do live despite the Bullet Punch being stabbed on Metagross and being boosted by one stage, which is actually really crazy. I get to go for recover here, and I'm actually going to go for recover again just to keep this Milotic healthy, because I don't want to lose this thing because it's my only wall to take hits. And here, I'm very convinced that he actually was trying to go for the Zen Headbutt or the Thunder Punch if he had that to do a lot of damage to my Milotic, but it just got paralyzed. And then here he gets paralyzed again after trying to go for Bullet Punch just to get some chip damage. But I'm just going to go for the Scald and just finish this thing off. Thankfully, my Milotic remains relatively healthy. Specifically thanks to those paralysis that the Metagross got, but you know, that kind of stuff happens. And he's going to go into Sylvia now, which is the Sylveon, his own Sylveon anyway. And he's just going to go for the Hyper Voice. And here I think I saw that coming, so I just went for the Mirror Code. just to weaken the Sylveon, because a healthy Sylveon is not really the best Sylveon when you're trying to go up against it. So after seeing Mirror Coat, after him seeing Mirror Coat on my Milotic, I was hoping he wouldn't actually try to attack me this time and try to go for something else, like maybe Wish or what's it called, Calm Mind or something. But he actually does go for another Hyper Voice, and I was like, oh, okay, damn. I guess he was trying to go on the offensive and just Hyper Voice anything else. And then here I just go for a Brave Bird on the Sylveon. I was gonna go for Defog, but I figured, you know what, this thing could have Psyshock, and I don't want my Crobat to go down to a Psyshock from a Sylveon, so I figured, you know what, let's just take it out with a Brave Bird. And then here I'm gonna be able to see what he wants to try to send in. And he actually goes into, if I recall, the Suicune. Because, yeah, it's the only thing that can take anything from Crobat at this point. Yeah, he goes into Y, which is the Suicune. And I actually tried to... here, I was afraid of this thing setting up, so I just definitely go for the Taunt here. Just to prevent this thing from setting up anything, because I actually don't want this thing to set up Calm Minds while I'm here trying to take this thing out. And just die to my own Brave Bird recoil damage. But after taunting this thing, I actually don't plan on going for the Brave Bird. I actually plan to go for the Super Fang, because that can cut its HP in half, and then I can revenge kill it if he happens to KO me with a Scald or something. But instead he just switches out into Hydreigon to take the Super Fang, and I'm perfectly fine with this because this cuts its HP in half as well. And then here I just get to finish it off with a Brave Bird as well. So my Crobat's actually putting in quite the amount of work in this battle, actually. Which is surprising because I almost never see it do anything other than U-turn. But yeah, I take out this Hydreigon, and then here he goes into Mega Beedrill, I believe. Yeah, he goes into Mega Beedrill, which is the Buzzkill. And I switch out because I definitely don't want to have to take a knockoff, because I'm still afraid of that move being a possible move that he's carrying on it. So I go into Milotic, which is pretty much fodder at this point because it was already weakened as it was. And he does go for the U-turn, so he actually did pretty good in actually scaring me away, because I actually was anticipating the knockoff, which would have KO'd my Crobat from where it was. So he's going to switch out, and now I get to see what he's going to go into. He's going to go back into Suicune though, which is the very obvious switch in, because it's literally the only thing that can take any hit from anything I have in my team. And here I just go for Crobat, and the reason why is because this is the last time I can send in Crobat, because the Stealth Rocks are here. And what I'm going to do here with Crobat is actually not go for the Super Fang like I wanted to, but just go for the Defog, because I don't want the remainder of my team to be taking rocks as it comes in. That way it can take hits more efficiently. So here the Suicune is just going to finish off my Crobat with a Scald, and my Crobat's going to go down. But now here I'm going to just send in Sylveon, just to spam Hyper Voice basically, because my Sylveon is a Specs one. And if he goes for Calm Mind, I'm hoping that I can still do over half, because then that means I might be able to two-shot it regardless. But he doesn't go for Calm Mind, which probably means that he probably didn't have Calm Mind. But either way, I just go for Hyper Voice. It does over half. He didn't go for Calm Mind, so that means I can just finish this thing off. My Sylveon is going to be weakened as a result, which means I can't just switch out anymore. So I'm just going to finish this thing off with a Hyper Voice. Take out this Suicune, which is actually really good, because these things are actually quite annoying. And now he's going to go into Mega Beedrill again, and just finish off my Sylveon with a Poison Jab, which, well, I kind of have to let that happen, because Sylveon was weakened and I just couldn't keep it any longer. And now here I'm going to go into Houndoom. This Houndoom is actually Focus Sash. In fact, this is actually the Houndoom that I used against the Killer Nacho in that one battle where I actually got that late game sweep with Mega Sharpedo. It's Focus Sash, and it carries Flamethrower as a stab move. I use that right here just to take out this Mega Beedrill after this thing got a crit with the Drill Run. Look at that, predicting the hacks right there. How do you like that? But yeah, and then here he finally goes into the Big Show, which is his last Pokemon. And here, remember this is the same Houndoom that I used in that other battle, and it's actually the one with Super Fang, which allows me to cut this thing's HP in half, which leaves room for my Sharpedo to just come in and finish it off with a Crunch. It's going to take out my Houndoom though, but that's fine, because now my Sharpedo can just simply take out this Snorlax after Mega Evolving, because I don't think without Mega Evolving this Sharpedo can take out the Snorlax, considering how fat this thing is. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna Mega Evolve straight away and just finish this thing off with a Crunch, because with Strong Jaw there's no way this thing can survive. And I do finish off the Snorlax with the Crunch with Mega Sharpedo, and that's gonna be the whole game. So yeah, good game to Jodor. I actually like this guy a lot as well, just like I do the Killer Nacho. And if you guys don't know who he is, I'm gonna actually link you guys his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel as well in the description below. So feel free to check him out, because in my opinion he's also a pretty cool guy. I like how he interacts too. Not to mention he also has that very professional-esque voice. You just like that kind of gives him some kind of charisma. So yeah, feel free to check him out. And once again, good game, and hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and feel free to leave your thoughts below and tell me what you thought about the battle and whatnot if you want to. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So yeah, take it easy and have a good one.